Hello, my name is Lo, and I'm currently in Seattle.
Okay, so in this video, I talk about it being the holidays. And yes, I do mean like the Christmas and New Year's holidays. So, yes, this video is being released about 2 months late. But in my defense, at the time that I recorded it, my phone looked like this, my laptop looked like this, my life looked like this. Anyway, better late than never. Here it is. Hope you enjoy.
I did want to take a moment while in Seattle during the holidays to just kind of take stock and make a special holiday video, I guess. So, the last couple days, week really have been pretty difficult for me for a couple different reasons. Just a lot has been going on. A lot of things have been happening that are less than ideal, but since it is the holidays and since it is, a really great time in my life, I did want to just take a moment and talk about all of the things that I'm super grateful for. So, this is that. I think, first of all, I think the first thing that I want to say that I'm just incredibly grateful for every single day is my absolutely amazing friends. I have always had a somewhat rocky relationship with my family, but I have always known that I can count on my friends to be there for me, to listen to me, to, help fill me back with love and to make my life just so amazing and so wonderful and so worth living. So that's number one always, is my friends. Just these absolutely beautiful people. I just care about them so much. And I'm so appreciative for them, and I'm so grateful that I have them in my life. Number two then would be the family that I do have that is supportive of me. As I said, I've always kind of had a rice. So number two, I would say, is the family that is supportive of me. So I was having a rough time in Vancouver, and I had lost my wallet, and I didn't really have anything other than my passport, but I was able to call my brother and say, hey, can you help me get down to Seattle, and can I stay with you for a bit? And he was so incredibly kind to help me out with that, which I am incredibly grateful for. It means the world to me to know that I have a couch I can crash on if I need it, and that, I have somebody there who's willing to help me out when I need help. That's just so incredibly meaningful to me, and I am so filled with gratefulness for that. Number three, I would say, is my place in the world. I mean, I think it's always useful to recognize, I am a white person who lives in the United States, who got to go to college, who has never had to wonder where their food is coming from, who has never had to worry that I don't have a place to sleep tomorrow night, stuff like that. Like, I am so incredibly lucky and privileged to be in this position and to have lived the life that I am living. I'm so incredibly lucky to be on this trip, to be able to see the world. I mean, there are so many people who would kill for an opportunity like this, and I just want to remind myself, like, I am living a life that not everyone gets to live, and I do want to be thankful for it every day. Number four, I would say I am incredibly grateful for my body, for getting me through the world, for healing itself whenever it gets hurt, and for continuing to exist and power through all of this stuff, and for dealing with all the shit that I give it. Sometimes I don't treat it that well, but it still treats me very well. And I'm very grateful to have a body that has continued to be there for me and give me so much. Along with that, my mind, again, I put it through some rough things, but it's always been there for me, and it always helps me exist in this world. And of course, you know, through the years, my mind has racked up some unhealthy things too that I would rather it not have, but we're working on it, and I think it's still useful to say thanks every once in a while, you know. It has developed some unhealthy coping mechanisms, but it developed all of those in order to keep me safe and in order to protect me, and I think I have to acknowledge that, and acknowledge that it is doing all of that for me. And it's also kind of weird to talk about my mind and my body as it's like other things other than me when they are part of me, but I do want to kind of make that distinction and be able to say, like, I am thankful for my body, I am thankful for my mind as distinct things. I don't know, that doesn't really make sense. It makes sense in my brain, but whatever. I also want to extend my gratitude for so many other things. I mean, musicians who somehow figure out how to take the feelings directly out of the back of my brain and speak them into existence and allow me the opportunity to release those emotions in the form of song, in the form of singing along to a song. Oh, I don't know what I would do without these magnificent, amazing, talented musicians who really give me an opportunity to express myself and provide that emotional outlet. I would like to extend gratitude to every dog in the world. They are all fantastic and I love them all. I don't think that needs any more explanation. I would also like to say thank you to every driver who stops at crosswalks. Thank you. I'm a pedestrian in most places that I go. I try to ride the bus and walk, and that's typically the only way that I get around places. So I'm so incredibly grateful for people who actually stop at crosswalks. Now that I'm in Seattle in the Pacific Northwest and in a community that kind of is more geared towards pedestrians than in Nashville, I'm like realizing, oh, sometimes when you get to a street and you look to see if there's somebody coming, sometimes they're not just gonna speed up and actively try to gun you down. I don't know. It's the little things that count, I think. Another thing that I want to say I'm grateful for is all of the activists who are doing such incredible work out in the world, wherever they are, whatever they're doing. I mean, assuming that they're not like alt-right activists, but people who are fighting those fights for all of us. I try to live intentionally in a way that will help other people, but you know, there's just so much happening all the time, and it can really start to weigh on you when you think about the gender pay gap, and then you think about equal pay in terms of race, and then you think about prison reform, and then you think about cops gunning down innocent people on the street, and you think about governments in other countries that are gunning down protesters who just want to stand up for their rights, and you think about all of these horrible, horrible things that are happening in the world. And then to top it all off, you know, who knows how long the world is even going to continue existing at the rate that we're polluting it and warming it and all of this stuff. And it can feel so incredibly claustrophobic, I guess, with all of these things happening. And it's like, okay, I have to compost, I have to use reusable straws, I have to go vegan, I have to volunteer all of my free time. I try to do all of these things as much as I can, because I do recognize that a solution is going to need all of us. It's going to take everyone putting in their fair share. But God, it can be exhausting. And so I just want to say thank you. Sorry. I just want to say thank you to all of the people who are doing that and who continue doing that. And I know that they're also fighting burnout. They're also trying to keep up the energy to keep fighting, because fighting is exhausting. It means so much to see other people in this fight as well, who stay strong, who continue working towards a better future. It really helps me personally and so many other people to also keep fighting and also keep working towards a better world. So thank you to those people. And then I think my last big thank you is to the people in the world who make other people laugh. You know, I think that just the pure act of helping other people smile and lifting someone's spirits, even if it's for a small amount of time, even if it's just a distraction from the other horrors of this world, if you are able to make someone laugh, if you are able to make someone feel good for any amount of time, I think that's incredibly valuable. And I'm incredibly grateful for the people who can help me laugh and who can help my friends laugh and who can, you know, just make the world seem like a little less bad of a place, at least for a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I'm just filled with gratitude all the time, and especially right now when I've been having a rough time personally, I think it's so important to be able to name those things that are helping me, that are keeping me going. It really, really means a lot. I'm just so filled with appreciation and gratitude and love, and yeah, I just wanted to spread that little bit of love into the world during this holiday season. So thanks for watching.